support this, fully
Let's
support.
make sure we get you done.
Okay.
Sarah
Sarah Dunklin, I fully support this rule change. I just want to clarify what he said. If you read the rule that was written, which I am going to vote for this, I think it's a good measure. This allows someone to it says just before being issued a primary ballot. So that means that you can walk into a poll and register right there before they issue a ballot. So it's not time limit before, it's very easy to implement. So just want to make that point.
Against 4. All right, with no further discussion, we'll go ahead and take a bit, pick it up. We have a motion to pass. All in favor of passing the proposed amendment change, please stand. Please stand. I need someone to tell us, I need a couple of counters, make sure we count on.
100%, Mr. Chairman. 100%, Mr. Chairman. No one is sitting, Mr. Chairman.
That's not me.
Okay, Mario, I think we have a majority. Yes. We're going to go ahead and say
what just happened?
We're having a good committee meeting.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that.
17.
You guys
17.
All right. That's both one. Thank you, guys. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, that's correct. The question was, can we record? And the answer is yes. We have media here, and so with that, we can't change that. At this time, we will open the floor for any additional rules related. Well,
there were 3 qualified electors that came from Washita County that were late for, I'm unsure the reasons, and I would like to make a motion that we amend our secretary's report to add the 3 voters that are late from Washita County.
I have a motion to add the 3 who came in. A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, so our numbers now go to what now? 275. 275, that's correct. All right, so now at this time, we'll open the floor for any additional rules-related motions. New business not sent out in advance and on the agenda is handled under Article 4, Section 4, and will require 90% vote, affirmative vote. It will require 90% affirmative vote to suspend the rules, and then obviously 90% to pass. Are there any motions to be brought before the assembly? I see Diana Lowe, Chair Lowe.
Chairman Wood, Diana Love from Miller County. I'd like to request that we suspend the rules for the timely submitted proposal on Article 1, Section 4, candidates for public office, so that it may be read and considered for vote.
Okay, I need you to, Clark, so there's a motion to suspend the rules and a second. Stand and tell us who you are. Green County. So there's a motion and a second to suspend the rule, and add to the agenda one of the rules that came to the rules committee, but did not come out of the rules committee.
I have a point of information, just want to check my math. So 90% of 275, will someone please calculate 275 times 0.9? Tell us what that number is. 248. So we need 248 votes. My next point of information is if someone in the room abstains from voting, it's my understanding that goes toward the 90%, and yes, is that correct?
Absolutely, will not count.
Okay,
So
so
we're gonna have a,
so an abstention means it changes the total, or does it go, it changes the
there's
total?
gonna be the total. There'll be the total number of votes.
Okay, so it changes the total number of votes.
That's correct.
Okay, so you do have to somehow count someone's abstain.
They won't.
Yeah. To make sure that, yeah.
All right, we're gonna have this done in a private ballot, so I need someone to pass out those ballots. 2 people to pass out those ballots.
Can you do me a favor? I got a live one app. Where's my other post?
Mr. Chairman. I'm moving that we
I already made a decision on passing the ballot.
This is just to suspend the rule, so you can say yes or no. This is not on.
Does everyone have a ballot? And King, okay.
Abstain.
They got it.
They might change their mind. Anyone else? Behind you.
Who is the still need of a ballot?
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to make one statement. When you're voting on this, why would you not want to hear the issue?
Amen.
What's the problem?
They'll be voting to let us know.
I understand.
Okay. All right. We have more folks up here. George, you have the ballot? King. Does everyone have a ballot? Okay, so on your ballot, if you're circling you are for suspending the rule and adding Diana Lowe's rule change to the agenda. If you vote against, it's saying, no, I don't want to add it to the agenda. So we'll go next time. Or you want it on the agenda. All right?
Thank you. Any ballots? No? I don't know.
What are we voting for? You're voting on to suspend the rules right now. This is just a vote to suspend the rules.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, how many watchers are we allowed? How many watchers?
We're going to have our staff do the count.
That's okay. That's okay.
Good. Low 180. Where is low? Low, you want
Yeah, I got jeans. I don't know where in the hot heat. I can change it out later on. If you're gonna walk around there, I should save this shirt for the.
While they're counting, we're going to go ahead and move to the share report.
Before we go into
While they're counting now, we're going to go ahead and go to the report. While they're collecting and counting ballots, we're going to go ahead and move the report. So if you see your name, get ready on the report. We're going to start with National Committee Woman Mindy McElroy.
Okay, so I'll give you a quick update, and since Eddie's not here, I'm just going to take this time too. So, anyways, we've done a couple things. We had our spring training just a couple weeks ago, and we've done a lot of stuff behind the scenes. As Chairman alluded, the White House had their people there. They got to share with us a lot of what happened. And so I wanted to share with you some of the interesting facts that we heard. They did a really strong push to get evangelicals out to vote. As we've all heard, evangelicals don't go to the polls. And so this election cycle, they really focused on evangelicals in some of those key swing states. And so what they found was in North Carolina, they had 361,000 evangelicals that turned out who had not voted in 16 or 20. In Wisconsin, 180,000 evangelicals turned out, voted early, had not voted in 16 or 20. And in Georgia, 215,000 turned out. So it's pretty significant. And also, as Chairman said, we had historic turnouts from a lot of different groups, such as Hispanics, who voted overwhelmingly for President Trump as well. When it came to election integrity, this was something that we were all very concerned about. As we know, we saw a dip in 2022 of Republican voters turning out. It was a couple percent, it wasn't a lot, but that is actually a lot, especially in some of our districts, right? Especially in swing states. And so it's really important to reinforce the integrity of our elections and to put that confidence back into the voter. And that's one of the things that Chairman Watley, President Trump, and their teams tried to do over the election cycle. What they did is they turned out 150 staff members deployed into those 7 swing states. We had 230,000 volunteers. We had 6,000 volunteer attorneys that turned out, and we actually had over 175 lawsuits based on election integrity, whether it was a state or a local election or the federal election. One of the things that we saw coming out of that between 22 and 24 was that there were 10% fewer, imagine that, there were 10% fewer voters that turned out in the big cities, like Philadelphia, Atlanta, Charlotte, Milwaukee. Cannot figure out what happened. We also saw, because we had so many lawyers, and so many volunteers on the ground, we were able to stop a lot of things that were happening. So, for example, in Pennsylvania County, the county tried to stop counting the ballots. Our lawyers were there, got counting again within 30 minutes. In Milwaukee County, they were counting 30,000 ballots in an unsecure location. Lawyers came in, stopped it, fixed it, and started recounting all of those ballots. So it was done in a secure location. In Michigan, this is a fun one, they actually tried to collect signatures to close the polls before the polls were closed. And you'll be surprised to learn, it was a heavily Democratic county that was doing this. So needless to say, our attorneys were deployed, and once again, we were able to get the polls to stay open so that all of those votes were counted. So I will say, I really applaud what the RNC did this cycle to make sure that we were instilling confidence back in the vote, that you know when you go to the polls, your vote is going to count. And I think that's really important. And Chairman Watley and the RNC are committed to continuing that moving forward. This was not a one-off. I think we all know that we cannot take our foot off the gas when it comes to election integrity, and we need to keep that moving forward. The RNC is also working with Alaska to try and get rid of ranked choice voting, which I think are So moving on from that, we had a couple more meetings that are coming up. So I am co-chair of the Grassroots Committee for the RNC. Super excited. We'll have our first meeting virtually next week. And one of the things that we're really focused on is making sure that our chairs are trained in raising money and building that grassroots organization. In Arkansas, we're really strong, but not every state is. And so really important to kind of take what we know here and put that elsewhere. So we'll have that coming up. We had budget meeting last week. Our budget looks really good. We're bringing in money, we're bringing it in faster than we normally do in an off cycle. So things look really, really strong. Again, Chairman Watley, I can't even express to you how different the building feels that Rana is not there. God bless her. Nothing against Rana, but Chairman Watley is running a tight ship. He is making sure that we are focused on the things that matter, which is raising money, having election integrity, and getting Republicans elected. And that's what matters. This is Ed's time now, just so y'all know. We do have our summer meeting coming up in Atlanta in August. If anyone is interested in attending those, if you've not attended, they're kind of fun. But we only get a couple of guests. So let me know if you're planning on coming, and we can see if we can't get you to be one of those 2 guests. Also, I love attending Reagan Day dinners. My husband does not, so I always come by myself, but I love attending Reagan Day dinners. So if you have one coming up, please send me your information, because I would love to come down and attend that. And then the last thing is, some of you did not register in a timely fashion. And I'm just going to say, when I make all those little bitty bags, and there are like 200 of them, I don't know how many to make if y'all don't register in a timely fashion. So those of you in the back who did not get them, I apologize. You probably registered early. The people up here probably registered late, so I apologize. That's how we did it. But do register early so that I can make enough bags for you. Other than that, I just want to thank you. I really do love seeing your national committee. It's such an honor to represent you, and it's such an honor to represent Arkansas. We play above our weight at the RNC. Arkansas is well respected for all the things that we have going on in the state, legislatively and from a party standpoint. And so I just thank you for the opportunity to do that, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, and she is truly recognized across the country for her leadership. You're running on the budget committee as well, and so, thank you. How are we doing? Okay, so the National Committee man, Ed Arnold had to be out, I think he was traveling overseas or something, I don't know. But he said he couldn't be here, and so Zach Linda was happy to take his time. Representative Majority Leader Howard Beatty, come join us.
It's an honor to speak and represent my members in the House. And I want to tell you, I'm proud of what we did this past session. I've got 10 sheets of things that I think were impactful and important bills that were passed. And I know you want me to go over every item on those 10 sheets while we count these votes. But I won't do that. But I want to thank you first for attending today, showing the importance of this party and the importance of your voice in this room on the direction. We're here to learn from each other and to work for the greater mission of the party. I've said it many times, anytime I'm able to speak to this group, that you're in the room, your voice is heard. So understand that you've got those who are concerned about what you think. So enough with that, kids. Let's talk about what we did during the session. One of the things I'm proud of is $56 million in tax relief for Arkansas homeowners on property tax. Your members, both in the House and the Senate, they did that for you. We invested about $45.3 million in the well-being of Arkansas mothers and babies, and helped hopefully to move that needle up on our maternal health. Several other things, the grocery sales tax, the state finally eliminated that with Act 1008.
I haven't eaten, so that's why I'm feeling that.
Couple
I eat, I start feeling something.
But they may not be unpopular.
I'll cover it.
It is the every child in public school these free.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
that's good.
For our kids to learn their skill and get that reading level up, they have to be there. They have to have in the right state of mind, the right body. Sometimes
Yes.
so that was important, and I think that's going to help move that needle. Things that happen outside the classroom, they're not getting at home.
That's kind of like when
Sometimes not, and not the view that that's
Kenny and
all
David came up with what they
we got to do everything we can to help our
as soon as we got on load.
Act 499 was the state pay plan,
Friday.
and aligning those public,
Back to
private, governmental sector
Really
jobs with private sector, so that we can retain
Saturday,
quality state employees,
Ellen
keep them
called
in
me
the
and
job,
told
keep
me
them
you
engaged,
might want to
and
come
help
down.
find efficiencies for our state
Johnny
government.
that
So I
afternoon,
think that's important. I think
that
that
evening.
that's going to lead to some positive effects.
Well, he had
Another one that may not be popular with a lot of kids in school is the bell to bell and banning the cell phones in school.
Yeah.
That was in a place where they tried to remove it.
They were already seeing some positive effects of that. So that those kids maybe can focus more on what's going on in the classroom, and not texting or talking with with other kids. Play games or whatever they do on the phone. I don't know what I do on my phone for 6 hours a day. For some reason, it says I'm on for 6 hours. I think that's reading emails and sending replies, text messages. One of the ones that in judiciary, I sent Gilmore's giving me to wrap it up. Senator Johnson told me he would come here when he got ready to come up. But the death penalty for child rapists. That was a our votes on judiciary, serving on the committee and hearing the debate and discussion there, it was time to take care of that. Increased funding for foster care. We found $1 million to send into foster care again, looking to some of the most vulnerable members of our society to help in that area.
Unloaded one
And I
day.
think in the end, that'll pay dividends. Last things I'm gonna talk about, then we'll free it up for the senator and we can move on. I think the 3 constitutional amendments that you had, the only citizens vote. I know if you remember the legislature, you overwhelmingly heard from constituents opposed to the state through text messages, emails. So, that constitutional amendment is going to be out there on the ballot for you. The second one, the second amendment is killing those and changing language in the Constitution. That's going to be on the ballot. It's going to be an important one. And then the third one is the one that I've passed, that I think is going to be transformative for this state. May not be the most popular with some of the room, but it's going to level the playing field with Arkansas, with some of our neighboring states for economic development and investment in Arkansas. And that's a constitutional amendment that will create the economic development districts in the state. And again, it's not something that you have to do. It's mandatory. It's not mandatory, but it's elected. It's just what we stand for. It's local control and what your community wants. It's going to be important. It's going to level the playing field. If you drive interstate, you go through Texas or Tennessee, you see the impact that this has on the states. It's going to be transformative in Arkansas, and we need to support that. So I'll give my plug for all 3 of those. I think they're very important. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up, let the senator. But again, I want to say it's an honor to stand before you. I appreciate you coming out today. I appreciate your voice. And thank you for the privilege of being elected and serving. Thank you.
I think we have a full count.
People that took her in are not.
Yeah. I guess whoever gave birth to the child knew of them or maybe knew the person.
Johnson, you'll be next.
I'm not sure. Went in, dry, decided to put it out.
Come on, John.
I'm taking Jewish blood into it.
Send it leave the plate down.
But so many of the Jewish teachers were violated that they were traced to the mother.
Since Howard covered the whole legislative session. And
so
I want to thank the Senate and thanks the House for working together real well. Howard and I worked real well together. And got a lot of those things that the voters back home sent us down here to do, those values. And those values have been here since 2015. And the impact that the voters have by sending us down here
they both have French.
has greatly improved our state. We're one of the leading inbound states in the United States now.
What I found out.
We are dropping
Here we are, we're all just standing.
tax system phenomenally. We started out in 48, and I think we're in the mid-30s.
I always wondered if maybe our.
Listen, guys, those things don't
The French.
overnight. It's like unwinding the old bill. official. And if you do it too fast, especially on the tax side, we'll wreck whatever the benefits and things and services we have for citizens. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna do it responsibly as long as you allow us to come to serve you in the state of Arkansas. I appreciate being able to be the I appreciate y'all's service to the state as well as my colleagues. God bless and thank you all for being here. Each of us kind of giving this. Thank you.
All right, so we had the fun job of doing a rebound. We had 288 votes. We don't have 288 records. So we're gonna, you guys do even with those who overvoted, it wouldn't have been enough to have it on. However, other than Mr. Carlo,
Is it okay to do a speaking count? That way we can check these badges.
well, I think that everybody in here in the room has asked. The question is,
Everyone doesn't.
Easy.
yeah, everybody in here seems to have a part.
There's some over there that.
So.
Well, we're gonna do a recount, a reballot, if you will. And again, only one ballot per.
Remember.
I just want, can I make a motion to stand?
Stand, you guys stand when you get your ballot, go ahead and take a seat, then that way we know that you have a ballot.
And making $1 million.
Motion, well, I hear.
There's a motion and a second to vote by standing.
No, so you made a motion?
They show that on TV.
There's a motion to do a stand, and then opposed to a private ballot, and a second by. You heard the motion, first and second to stand as opposed to private. All in favor of doing stand, say aye. Those opposed? All right, so we'll have, you on this side, hold up your name tag, so we know that you are a valid voting member. And then, Meyer, you'll count over here. Who you want to take back now?
This is just the suspension.
That's correct. This is again only on the suspended rule to add on.
Yeah. That's up.
That's correct. So put your badge up so we can go ahead and count.
You have to stand.
Oh, yeah, that was there.
If you're voting yes, now you put your badge up. Okay, just your badge.
You killed her.
Right. No, I think we're just gonna count it this way, so we don't.
Whatever.
All right, can I count
If
you?
you're in favor of suspending the rules, if you're in favor, stand with your hand. If you're in favor of suspending the rule and adding it to the agenda, stand with your hand. Sit when they count you. Sit when they count you.
Yeah. What are
Sit when they
you?
count you.
He wants me to take, which I don't like taking this, and I prefer to do vitamins and stuff. He wants me to take Pepsi.
Yeah.
And he also called in a prescription, which we have to go pick up in Walmart, is Carafate. I don't know if I'll take it.
I don't know about carrots, I don't know about Pepsi.
He said the body does not absorb Carafate. He said it just coats all the traps.
The lining. Yeah. And then that way, it's something that you, I mean, I don't want to offer you anything that has spicy peppers.
I want you to avoid that for now.
Yeah.
We need you to stand if you're against having your rules suspended and add you to the business. Stand. We'll do that count. Hold up your badge so we can make sure you got your card.
So they're doing a revote on the suspension of rules.
Stand, sit down when you get counted. Sit down when you get counted.
I have another little in there if you need it.
All right, well, we have the count as back to last year. 196 before. We didn't have enough to 85 against. So my motion fails. We don't.
Mr. Chairman, Steve Smith, Clifford County, I respectfully ask that this proposed rule change concerning Article 1, Section 4 be placed on the agenda for the winter state committee. Thanks.
All right, that's not a problem, but you'll bring, they'll still present it back to the rules committee. Okay, come to the microphone. Say your name and where you're from.
I'm not going to Perry County. And I would like to second that if a second is needed.
That's low, the number still isn't matching up, it's still over 281 votes, and there's only 275 voting members. Something's not matching up.
The 196 was the same in the first vote. I'm not getting where all the numbers come from. But even in that, we got to get more than 196 to get to.
Right, is there any way we can have better controls from people back in the room? I think maybe some folks are voting that may not be registered. You look better voting.
So are you recommending another recount? Rebalance? Because again, there's a big gap. You almost need what, 50? Okay, all right.
So I have a question because I think I believe I missed something.
Go ahead.
Did you say that Mr. Smith's motion was improper? Is that what did you rule it? You did not accept the motion
That's correct.
that was seconded?
That's correct.
So I believe that is a proper motion, and we have a rule that requires notice in our rules. It requires that any submission be submitted timely and that notice be given before a vote. And so when there's notice required, Robert's Rules of 1044 does say that with motions of previous notice, that we have, that they must go in the call. They must go in the call. So it's not up to it's not up to the rules committee whether we go in the call. All of them go in the call. So my question is why would it, if it's already been submitted, why would the motion to put it in the call not be proper when a motion should not even be required?
It wasn't in the call. That's what you guys are doing today, just on this vote, just put it into.
Correct, but it should have been the call. So all timely submitted motions go in the call. Yes. So my question is,
all right, so
what's the reasoning for
okay.
the motion being?
I'm gonna ask the parliamentarian now. I'll talk to the rules first, and then our parliamentarian.
There are RPA rules, a proposed rule. There are RPA rules, a proposed rule change must be submitted to the Rules Committee within a certain number of days. The Rules Committee has then a certain number of days to submit anything it recommends to the chair within so many days of sending out the call so that it can be included. So these rule changes have to go to the Rules Committee before they go out in the call, which is what they did. So these two did not pass out of the Rules Committee, and therefore they can come from the floor with a 9/10 vote. So if we want to reconsider this at the next time, it will require the same resubmission. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that at the next meeting, I plan to give you an update on where we are on how we're getting forward from what we've done with the state law and the issues that we have there. But you're certainly welcome to resubmit those, and we will reconsider those just like we have the rules that were submitted today.
Just to clarify the record, the rule to submit does not mention the Rules Committee.
You're exact. There is a place in there that doesn't. You have a specific rule that does. That specific rule then clears up the ambiguity in the unspecific rule.
Thank you. So, and I think Chair Lowe, rules already talking about doing that exact thing. So if you want to bring that back in, work with the legislators to move that forward. All right, Chairman Jackson. Oh, yes, go ahead. All right, so, all right, this is Dr. White, our parliamentarian. Can we give it
parliamentary side, again, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not going to pretend and be a lawyer. So when the lawyers say that it is in violation of the law, Robert says you cannot bring that motion. So that is, from the parliamentary side, I would love to have said, yes, we need to put it in. But when the lawyer says it does not meet procedural law, then Robert says you can't admit that motion. So from the parliamentary side, we need to fix the law to bring the motion. That's all we have.
Sure, exactly. We'll move to the chairman report for Brian, trustee Jackson.
Good morning. Isn't it great to wake up in a country where President Trump is president? Once we have an election coming down pretty soon, and I don't know if you smell it. You smell the Democrats across the street? They are angling to get some of our state rep seats, our JP seats, and try to take over more in our courts and in our school boards. It is time to find them and to run them out. It is time for a full frontal assault for Republicans to make the state better and make it more Republican. We're going to work with our legislators, with our elected officials, to try to get Republicans in as many races as possible in order to get as many victories as we can coming up. That is the most important thing. Normally parties lose in the midterm. Not this time. We're going to take more. We're going to win more. We're going to make Arkansas better, better, and greater. So thank you so much.
I don't know if I saw Aaron Offerelli is here. Aaron's not here. Arkansas Federation of Government Women, Sharon Boyd, President Boyd.
Good morning. I love that coming from the wild enthusiasm. I need all of our AFRW officers and our presidents of our club presidents. Would you please stand? And county chair, please look around and see these ladies. These are really working. We've got elections coming up. These are the ones that you need to contact to help your counties. Thank you, ladies. And many of these ladies, we have met our 25% growth for our memberships. And I'm so proud of them. Every time that I contact them and I have to give them the news that we're just a few short, I receive such positive responses back from these ladies saying we're working hard, we're trying to get our numbers in. And NFRW, we have our convention in October, and many.
You guys in the back.
In September, we'll have our NFRW convention in Orlando, and many of our club presidents are going to receive awards for their clubs, and I'm just so proud of them. I hope they know that. We've got a couple of club presidents in here that have gone back and forth about being number one in the state, and then the other one comes the next month, but I love the competition. Also, we will have our summer board meeting right here on July 26th. Please come out. We welcome visitors. You don't have to be a Republican woman, but come out. And if you're a candidate, we'll give you a couple of minutes that you can speak. But our three speakers are going to be from what the RPA has been notified right now, the three Secretary of State candidates. So they'll be our speakers. And the meeting, lunch starts at 11, and the meeting is at noon here. Another great event that we're going to have is October 10th and 11th in Northwest Arkansas. We will have a fall convention. We'll be electing new officers for AFRW. So if you are interested in being an officer for AFRW, please contact our nominating committee. And Sharon Snuffit is the chair of that. She got ladies working for Thursday, so it's not all also the council members, don't have to be very comfortable. Who would like to come out and be a part of the office. Appreciate all of you and this is so proud of the Confederation of Republican today has been notified by October 11th in Northwest Arkansas, we will have our fall convention. We'll be electing officers for AFRW.
No, you did not.
And officer for AFRW. Please contact our
Okay, I'll have to switch to your live stream.
Robert's Rules of Order, section 1040.
Eventually, it's dying out.
Describes.
Margot.
Margot.
Let me see.
No, you did not.
My keys.
This committee never had the power to change how our
Notice and it makes it very clear that the person giving notice is the member who is to make the motion. And there are two methods by which they can give notice. The first method is they can give verbal notice at a prior meeting. So if somebody today wants to take the exact wording of the rules and change. And give notice of that change to the next meeting.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I'm ready to walk out the door whenever you are.
Okay.